Alright, hey everyone, welcome to another video. We're here doing a database update for our GCW local to global save. Many of you have been asking questions about the other companies, title pictures, what's going on in the wrestling world, Rival Pro Wrestling, what's going on with our developmental. So this episode hopefully is to shed some light onto what's going on in the wrestling world at the time, right after Resolution before Revolution. I'm recording this right after I recorded episode 200. So we're getting ahead. So this is what we're going to do this episode. We're going to see the company wars. We're going to check out the 25 most popular wrestlers in the world. We're going to check out some companies, probably the top 3, top 5. So GCW, WWE, or WWF at the time, WCW. And then we'll check out Rival Pro. And then we'll end with some news regarding the GCW draft and what's going to happen on the channel for the change of direction with the brand split. So let's get right into it. So we're starting off with the company wars. And this is the main reason I was waiting for this, is because we are officially the biggest company in the world. GCW has surpassed the WWF, who is now down to medium size after probably some lackluster shows, if you can look at their popularity over the past year, from November all the way to this November. You can see the drop in quality. If you checked out November 95 to November 96, the drop would be even worse. They have been falling, and it's because they can't hold shows like we can. WCW has the same problem. If you look at their size, they've been dropping tremendously as well. Not as bad as WWF, but still dropping. ASW UK is actually going to surpass the WWF here, because they're getting popular in the US. They're very popular in their main region of the British Isles. We are still more popular than they are, though. So, in the US, obviously we're number 1. In the entire world, we're number 1. In Canada, the WWF is still beating us, because we just started broadcasting in Canada right now, so we're nowhere near them. But we're decent in Mexico. We're number 5. We're just starting to put some shows on in Mexico. We're number 1 in the British Isles. We're number 1 in Japan. We're number 3 in Europe, but again, we're growing there. So it won't take long until we're number 1 everywhere, especially with the broadcasting deals and the brand split coming up. So let's check the most popular wrestlers in the world. Number 1 is Roddy Piper, who has great popularity all over. The Rock is number 2. The Rock, surprisingly, is number 2. And if you look at number 3 is Andre, and then number 4, Steve Austin. The 2 most popular guys in our company are also 2 and 4 in the world, respectively, and they are facing off in the main event of our biggest show of the year, Revolution. So, should be a good one. Bret Hart is number 5. He's on a short list, of course, and if he becomes available, I will probably sign Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels, also part of GCW. Then Kerry. Jesse Ventura is who we're playing as. He's an on-screen character, which is why he's so popular. Bruiser Brody, Randy Savage, Jake Roberts, The Undertaker, Big Boss Man, Stan Hansen, Rick Martel. Scott Steiner is also on our short list. Dennis Rodman, Road Warrior Hawk, Kane, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, British Bulldog, Mick Foley, Karl Malone, Satoshi Kojima, Kevin Von Erich, Tatsumi Fujinami, Terry Funk, Steve Williams, and Hulk Hogan all the way down at 30, and then Chris Benoit for us right after, and then Sting right down here. So that's the 25 most popular. Let's look at the companies now. So let's go to, we're going to check out by region. So in the US, there's 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 11 companies. All Pro is basically doomed. They have no chance. CSW is just a regional promotion. They're doing all right. CWA has been decent in terms of popularity. They're usually at the medium size, which is basically cult in the old games. But they are hemorrhaging money. They are in a very bad position, and they don't want to sell up. So they've been losing money for, okay, so they've only been in debt since August. So in August of '98, they're probably going to be willing to sell up, but until then, it's not going to happen. And whenever they do go out of business, is when I can go get Jerry Lawler for commentary, and Jeff Jarrett also is there. So I wouldn't mind having Jeff Jarrett. Us, of course, we'll check our company with Rival Pro at the end. IW Mid-South this year. Maryland Championship Wrestling, our former developmental territory. They're still holding shows. This is their world title, their tag team title, television title. And, they're holding a show, I think, every month or something like that. So they're doing all right, but they're not going to grow, It's a regional, small promotion with decent popularity in the Mid-Atlantic, but they might grow. They might grow to 35. It depends how many shows they're hosting. October 2nd, September 3rd. Yeah, just one show a month, basically. Well, good for them. They're decent. They're not in debt. They're making a small profit each month. So it's fine. There's no problem. NW Wildside just founded. Rival Pro will check at the end. UWF I think is doing all right actually in this world. Herb Abrams got his shit together and isn't smoking cocaine, or snorting cocaine I should say, at every opportunity he gets. So they're doing fine. They're not big by any chance, but they're doing fine. WCW. WCW is in the shitter. They've been losing popularity. They can't hold good shows basically. So in 97, they'd still be hot at this point in real life, so. Warrior is their United States champion. There's the history if you want to pause and take a look at it. Their Universal is Road Warrior Hawk. This is their world title. World Tag Team is Jacques Rougeau and Matt Bourne. So, not that great for WCW. If you check at their show history, it's alright. They're hosting 68s and stuff like that. Halloween Havoc, for example, only got a 71. But 71 isn't all that great for your second biggest, third biggest show of the year if you're WCW. Starrcade being number one, of course. WWF, they have a tremendous financial backing. They are in no position to lose any money at the time, right now anyway, unless their broadcasters come up at a time where they're in medium size and they can't re-sign their broadcasters, because their roster is costing them a lot of money. If we look at their champions, IC champion is Jim Powers. King of the Ring was won by Dusty Rhodes last. Women's is Sherry Martel. So they haven't had the King of the Ring since we translated over, it looks like. Since we went over to TEW 9. Women's champion is Sherry Martel. World Heavyweight Champion is Barry Windham. Good to see he's actually doing something in WWF in this time. Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton, the Midnight Express, are the tag team champions. If we check at their roster, just their in-ring competitors, they got Too Cold Scorpio, who for some reason doesn't have a Too Cold Scorpio picture. Every time I play this mod, he doesn't. Andre, his contract, he's not going to re-sign. He's going to be done. It says here he's being gradually phased out due to age. He is 51 years old. He would be dead at this point in real life. So it's good to see that he's still kicking, but he's getting paid a lot, and that's gonna weigh heavily on WWF. Arn Anderson is under because they signed him to a contract extension in TEW 2016 when the contracts were still very different than they are now. Big Boss Man, same deal. Bret Hart, same deal. A bunch of guys, that's what happens. But once their contract comes up and they need to start paying them out, WWF is going to suffer financially, especially if they can't turn around their shows. So we might be the only company that adapted. So if you look at their last Supercard, Wyndham versus Arn Anderson is their main event. That's a 77. It's decent. They're basically selling out the Palace of Auburn Hills. Maybe not. Maybe 4,000 less than a sellout, but it's not bad, but it's not going to grow your popularity. If we look at their broadcasters, who do they have deals with? Can we check that? I don't know how to check that. Would that be here? I don't know. I guess we can just look over here. October Supercard. Let's see. Shown on Bravo, Foxtel, Telewest, and Time Warner. Time Warner is doing a deal with WWF in this save. That's amazing. It's a Time Warner. They need big size, which means if their contract comes up with Time Warner, WWF is going to lose their broadcasting deal and their pay-per-view revenue. So that's going to hurt for them. Canada, I wanted to check the alliance too. Let me mark that down so I don't forget. The WWA alliance. So All Star is still doing all right. ECCW is in the gutter. They're gonna go out of business anytime. And Stampede is still kicking in the save. They're doing all right. They get decent champions, so good for them. Mexico, AAA, UWA, World Wrestling Association. CMLL is not here. Did CMLL go out of business? I don't know. I didn't hear anything. Did I just not notice? The hell? Let's go check out. I don't know. It looks like they went out of business because they have zero money. Yeah, they went bankrupt in January 1992. How did I just clue that in, or did I completely forget that they went out of business? I probably just completely forgot about it. That's embarrassing. British Isles are doing all right. ASW UK. Joint Promotions is in a tough spot. They're going to be losing a lot of money, and they're going to go out of business probably next year, if not 2 years. Japan. Big Japan is the only promotion really that's still kicking. Gaia is an all-women's promotion, and they're doing great. Good for them. And in Europe, we got nothing. So let's go check out the alliance. So the NWA still doing all right. There's not much to say there. WWA, they still got all three members that were in when we were in. Their titles, Dr. Wagner Jr. is the current world champion. If we look at the history, Sting, this was us, and then Gama Singh won it, and we left around this time when Gama was champion. And then we left. Fujinami got the belt, then Solar got the belt, Steve Casey got the belt, and now it's on Dr. Wagner Jr. So it looks like WWE is still doing all right. Now we gotta go check out Rival Pro Wrestling. Rival Pro, how you doing? So the size, it's dropping. It's actually growing right now. So good for them. Titles: Psychosis is the Cruiserweight Champion. Tag Team Champions are Lance Storm and Just Incredible, the Impact players. Goldberg is the Television Champion, and the Heavyweight Champion is Null. Null is Johnny Ace, for those who don't know. He is the leader of Being, which is just his stable of minions. If we look at our show history, we just had Sudden Impact. On the show, Psychosis won the Cruiserweight Championship. The Impact players retained the titles against the Coalition. Jerry Lynn beat Marvelous Mark Merrow. Goldberg beat Stevie Ray for the TV title, retaining the title. And Null won the championship from Rob Van Dam. Apart from that, Rival Pro doesn't have anything interesting going on. Destiny is their big show coming up, their next pay-per-view, and it's being held around the same time as Revolution. And now we're on to GCW and what's going to happen with the draft. So the draft is scheduled to be on the December 29th. I changed the date. I was originally going to do January 5th and January 6th, airing January 8th. But I decided, instead, let's just do it here. So it's on January 29th, Ignition on December 30th, airing on January 1st. That's when the draft is going to be. And it's also going to be the season finale of Season 1 of GCW Local to Global. We're splitting it up. So the debut episode of Season 2 will be the draft. So the final episode of Season 1 will be this Fuel and this Ignition. Revolution will be the show prior to that. So the draft would be around here, and that's going to be episode 1 of the Season 2. Apart from that, I don't have much to say. If we look at our If you want to look at next year's events, you're more than welcome to. Revolution is, of course, our final show of this year. Aftermath is our pay-per-view in January of 98. Got No Love Lost in February. March Massacre in March. Last Man Standing, which I don't have a picture for yet, in April. Defiance in 1998 in May. Resilience and Romance in June. Jeopardy in Japan in July. That's usually our Siege in Scotland and Intensity in Ireland, that type of show. Sin City Strife, that's going to be, I don't know why it says 2,000 people attended Rival Pro Showcase. This is nowhere near Rival Pro Showcase, but whatever. This is Sin City Strife. It's going to take place in Vegas. Got Summer Showdown. No Remorse. It still has the Vendetta picture, but I'm going to change it. Halloween Hell, of course. Resolution Before Revolution. But this is not confirmed yet. I think next year, I don't think there's going to be a Revolution in 1998. I think it's going to be in January of 1999. I think I'm moving Revolution to the first Sunday of the month instead, first Sunday of January. But that's still under consideration. So, that's it for today's episode of the database update. Make sure to like if you like this video, subscribe for more. We'll see you guys in the next one as we're getting closer towards Revolution and the brand split and the debut of Season 2, the end of Season 1. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Goodbye.